Good evening or morning, I guess, if you're watching this on Tuesday. Apologize for the background mute noise. I am watching Monday Night Football, or I have it on in the background, but dealing with some back issues, so I figured I might as well record the video tonight since I'll be moving around slowly in the morning. We are going to take a look at pitching for the 18th of September, or 19th, sorry. Oh. We have a 12-game main slate on Tuesday, the 19th. Not sure what kind of weather we're going to be dealing with. We're roughly 20 hours away yet from first pitch, so let's just take a look at some of the pitching matchups. At the top, we get Spencer Strider, a minus 225 home favorite. He has absolutely dominated against this Philadelphia squad. 3-0 in 3 starts with 27 strikeouts and just 3 walks, just 4 runs allowed. We know how volatile he can be. He does allow runs, but the strikeouts are impressive, and he's just had great numbers against Philadelphia, both home and on the road. So Strider is definitely an interesting spend up. 12.8K is a ridiculous price point. That's the highest price point. Oh, second highest. He was 12.9 at one point, but we're getting into like ridiculous price point territory. But like the upside is massive when things come together. We get Luis Castillo. He shut down Oakland the one time he faced him this year. Hasn't been as strong on the road, but this is such a great matchup. He's a minus 220 favorite. Oakland's looking at a team total of about 3, maybe 3.3 tops on this slate. Castillo is going to definitely be the chalk. If he's not the chalk, then it's going to be this guy, Blake Snell. You're going to sense a theme here. We're going to have a ton of pitching options to choose from. Don't see a Vegas line yet, but Snell, 2 starts against Colorado, 21 strikeouts in 11 in the third. That's a ridiculous number, and just 1 walk. For a guy that just walks a ton of guys, he has just 1 walk in 11 and a third against Colorado. Just give me all the Blake Snell in this spot. I will gladly jam him in. I wouldn't be shocked if I go 50% plus Blake Snell on Tuesday. Zach Gallen, pitching at home. Home Zach Gallen is my favorite Zach Gallen. No Vegas line yet, but he's averaged nearly 20 DK points per start against San Francisco across 2 starts. He's 11-2 at home, averaging over 26 DK points per start at home. His last home start was rough against Baltimore, but that's a difficult opponent. Prior to that, he dominated Texas. He's looked really rough in 3 out of his last 4. I wonder if people are going to see that and look elsewhere. I really like Gallen. There's a good chance that I'm going to have him 30% or so. It's going to be really tough because we got guys up here that we really love. Evaldi, I'm not using him. He needs to show me some things as they lengthen him back out. Pepiot, I am definitely all for Ryan Pepiot. He's looked great recently. Struggled a little bit in the San Diego game, but there's stretches where he actually looked really good. I kind of hope they don't use him as a long man. That I just really hope they're not going to go with an opener. But we'll see what the Dodgers end up doing against Detroit, especially if they're going to open with Yarbrough. That's really scary because he's somebody that can go multiple innings. We're going to need to pay attention as the day goes on. If Pepiot starts normally, or if he's going to be a long man behind somebody like Alexander, or I'm not even sure if Alexander's on the Dodgers anymore, but a 1-inning guy, then I'm more interested. But if he's supposed to be following Yarbrough, we might have to pass on him just because then he might be limited to 2 to 3 innings. I would think they'd want to keep him stretched out for the postseason because of all the injuries and the issues they've had. But we will see tomorrow what they plan on doing. Kikuchi, a minus 115 favorite in New York. Shut down the Yankees the first time he faced them. Didn't really rack up any strikeouts. Hasn't been as strong on the road. Coming off of a rough start, but he's certainly capable of putting up a start like this against Kansas City, against New York. He's kind of on the borderline. I'd probably add him for sure if we know that Pepiot is going to follow Yarbrough and we have to remove Pepiot from my pool. Then Kikuchi would probably make my pitcher pool. Hunter Brown coming off of a dominant start against Oakland, but it was Oakland, so uh, kind of has some hesitation here. Hasn't been great at home. Was lit up by Baltimore earlier. I'm gonna have to pass on Hunter Brown. He is a minus 145 favorite, but I just don't really love the spot. Logan Allen against Kansas City, a minus 165 favorite. It's been decent against Kansas City, not spectacular by any means, but it's been decent. He's been strongest on the road, which is where he's at here. Back to back really strong road starts. I am very interested in Logan Allen. The Phillies gonna have to pay attention to what they're gonna do here. Uh, I don't know if Lorenz is gonna be a reliever. Not really gonna be interested, similar to the Pepiot situation. Sanchez, I'm not really sure. He's been a regular starter, but this is also the Atlanta Braves. He did strike out 10 Braves in his last start. Uh, Gave up 4 runs, but still put up 23 DK points. It's interesting, but I just can't go there against the Braves. In between those two guys, Kyle Gibson, not going to take him against the Astros. Um, just no reason for me to do that. Alex Cobb, strikeouts haven't been there. He's been dealing with some shoulder issues or something, or hip issues, I guess. Not really sure, but I know he's had issues going on to where he just hasn't looked great. He's been solid, but not great. Um, just 7 strikeouts and 13 and a third against Arizona. He has been terrible on the road. Uh, I'm probably going to have to pass on Cobb, even though we used him a lot throughout the season. Just don't think this is a spot for him. Schmidt, 8 Ks in 5 2/3 against Toronto. I don't really expect him to follow that up and do that again, but he is interesting. He's been better at home. The K numbers are nice. He's had a couple recent starts that are really strong, especially at home. I have some interest, but I might not end up there. Hulk against Texas, no thank you. He did just dominate the Yankees, but I'm just not really going to pick on Texas unless it's with somebody that I can trust, and I definitely can't trust Hulk. We already talked about Yarbrough. Blackburn, don't think I want to take on Seattle. He's been best at home. There is a K increase in this matchup, but his walks have been way too strong. I'm going to have to probably pass on him. Uh, he is a sizable underdog. Game total is pretty low, but Adrian Hauser, not sure what their plans are. They're going to have him piggyback. He did just pitch a few days ago. So he'd be coming in on, I guess it would be normal rest because we're looking at tomorrow. My bad again. Um, I don't mind him. Not in love with him. Allowed a ton of hits on the road, but it is a weaker opponent. So I can be talked into Adrian Hauser for sure. No thank you on Faedo. No thank you on Feltner. Bailey Falter. I do have a little bit of interest because he's been throwing the ball so well, but it is a tough spot. The Cubs did knock him around quite a bit. I'm going to want to know what kind of wind we're dealing with at Wrigley tomorrow before I make a decision on Falter. Similar with Assad, going to need to know about the wind. He did shut down this Pittsburgh squad. Had back-to-back really elite level starts, but then he's bounced back with some pretty bad ones as well. So we're going to want to pay attention to the weather. If the weather is favorable for pitching, I'll gladly use Javier Assad tomorrow or today if you're listening to it. Alec Marsh has been somewhat impressive, but I don't really know that I want to use him in this spot. Not that I'm afraid of Cleveland. There's way too many openers and long man situations going on Tuesday, and I'm just not a fan. Jackson Rutledge lit up in his debut. I can't take him in that spot. Rom, he's been all over the place. Flashes some big upside. Just dominated an elite Baltimore offense. He's probably viable. I don't know that I'm going to go there, because the Brewers have been better against left-handed pitching in the second half, but he's certainly viable. Urania was actually dominating with his strikeouts against the Twins, and then he just fell apart. Uh, I think some people are going to use him based off of the first few innings of that game. I'm probably not going there just because we know that Washington doesn't exactly strike out a ton, and Washington is a favorite in this game. Game total approaching 10 as of right now. So there we have it. There's the first look at pitching for today, Tuesday, the 19th of September. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on to get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our tools, sheets, coaches, Discord, etc. I'll put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's RAZ, for 10% off monthly. And as always, best of luck, everybody.